Good evening, everyone. Hello, and welcome back. It's Ghost Song time. It's Ghost Song finale time. We are finishing up the game tonight. That I'm actually pretty certain of this time. Hello, Bob. We are still on that, so let's go to that. Hi. Yeah. Boy, a lot happened last time. Boy, a lot happened last episode. Um, we beat the ogre, which was exciting. We beat I'd forgotten their name. The bouncy friend, the little green guy who rode on a pogo skull. Hang on, I bet it's in the achievements. Kellen Helk. Apparently, their name is Kellen Helk. The little green guy who rode the skull. We beat Kellen Helk and we beat the ogre, so that was cool. Hey, Dave. Um, and uh, and then we delivered the final part so that Roper could finish fixing Gambler. Gambler's all set to fly. Molly gave us a little horse statue, and apparently is very happy. Hi, Jasmine, with her new career as an artist. I shouldn't say career, new hobby as an artist. Don't turn all your hobbies into careers. Don't make the mistake that some of us have made. Um, Speaking of new things, Raven has her new body and seems happy with it, despite the fact that her ears are cold all the time. Jasmine, you know something about that? You wanna come say hi to everybody? Do you want to stand on top of the computer just out of sight? Okay, wants to stand just on top of the computer out of sight. So with all of that taken care of, uh, we bumped into Relic, previously known as Tall Robot Ghost, who was corporeal and conversational, and also apparently in league with the Gorna, aka the worm god in the sun, what eats all the ghosts, or did before Saman and Construct had something to say about it. Relic gave us something called the Pebble of Perspective and recommended we go up a mountain and visit the cut machine and learn a thing or two about why they had to send the Roslok and the Stalkers and the Hunters to try and set things right again, at least in their own perspective. So we did that, and we visited the cut machine, which I guess was some kind of like space station. It's not 100% clear. And we met the assistant, whose name I've forgotten if we ever knew their name, who apparently worked with a scientist named Jessico. Uh, Jessico discovered the scientific concept colloquially known as the soul, despite the fact that he apparently was not believed by his academic peers, and also discovered the worm god living in the sun. Um, and then, apparently entirely on his own, or I guess despite not having the backing of larger academia, not entirely on his own, Jessico and his assistant used the cut machine to cut Jessico into three pieces. The Jessico part was turned into just a ghost that was sent into the sun to be swallowed by the worm god. The Saman part, we've met, was left down here, and the construct part was also left down here. Why he needed two parts down here, I'm not sure. But the idea that Jessico had, I guess, was that if he sent his soul into the sun with two anchors here on the moon of Lorien, that the worm god would swallow the soul piece and that would like rip up the worm god's guts and kill it. It's not what happened. It instead created a stalemate, and now it's fucked everything up. So that's the state of things. Uh so we learned a lot. We learned a whole bunch. I actually appreciate. I've made a lot of comparisons with this game's world building and storytelling to FromSoft titles, specifically Dark Souls. But I actually appreciate how much easier it is to make sense of what's going on in this world once you have all of the pieces. Whereas I find most of the Dark Souls games a little bit less scrutable without, poring over wiki entries. This one, I feel like the game has, particularly once you talk to Relic and visit the cut machine, I feel like we've got enough pieces to be like, oh, okay, now I feel like I understand what happened. Um, it's very like surreal, but at least it's consistent, if that makes any sense. Um, anyhow, so after we delivered the part to Roper and Roper fixed Gambler, we went to sleep, as is Dead Suit's way after delivering a part. Um, while we were asleep, Seaman came to visit because fixing Gambler was only part one. We still have to remove the static field so that Gambler can escape the atmosphere without crashing again. Seaman apparently mentioned Construct's laboratory and would meet us there. It's nearby. I'm pretty sure I know where it is. Uh, so we're going to go visit him in just a moment and probably end things, possibly by having to fight Seaman and or Construct and or both to get the static field removed and end this stalemate and restore the natural order of life, death, the universe, and everything, just so we can send our friends off and away in the newly repaired spaceship. And the big question is whether or not we'll get to go with them, or whether restoring the natural order will, by consequence, mean that the whatever ghost that may be piloting the dead suit around also has to, move on. But let's burn that bridge when we get to it, hey? All right. Are we content to now, Yasmina? Yeah. Okay. She's done 3 circles around the computer console since we started. So if nothing else, maybe she's tiring herself out. There we go. The worm got in the sun, what eats all the ghosts. Yeah. The fact that Seaman dropped all that on us in one casual conversation like it was nothing still cracks me up. Like, he didn't even act like it was... He acted like it was something that just everybody knew. And finding out from the cut machine from his assistant that even Jessica knew that, like, academic minds of his day didn't believe in Nagorna. It's like, okay, well then why did you think I knew? But it's possible that that Seaman, Jessica, Construct, whatever, just got tired of trying to make a case for the fact that this thing is up there. Clearly something is up there, otherwise his plan to trifurcate himself into 3 pieces wouldn't have done something. And it clearly did do something. So now we're going to see if we can get it to stop doing that thing at least long enough for Gambler to get back into space. So, one thing at a time. Oh, before we do one thing at a time, let me go ahead and mute that for a second. Content warnings. Speaking of all this ghosts and death and such, death, common theme of this game. So just a big warning for that. There may be one big one coming at the end of all this. So just a warning for content dealing with that. It's been a regular ongoing theme throughout this one. Body horror, also another big one, has been a frequent visual thing with a lot of these fights and a lot of these enemies. Isolation, memory loss, and dementia have been themes with a number of these characters, although I think we're actually past most of that. Depression was mostly around a couple of kind of one-off NPCs, and then primarily Matilda back at camp, and I think we're past that as well. So most of those themes, I think, are we don't have to worry about as much. But the death and the body horror are gonna be with us to the end. Boy, it's a hell of a battle cry. So those are probably with us to the end. But possible content warnings for the memory loss, dementia elements, and the final chapters here. Hey, September. Oh, thank you. I don't need these very often. They're not really like prescription things as much. They're mostly just for when my eyes get like irritated. Short story. I used to get migraines a very, very long time ago, and now every once in a while, on like particular types of overcast days, or after staring at screens and for too long, irritation in my eyes will lead to bad head times. And these help with that. So that's why they're on there today. But they also look nice. So, because, just because something is an assistive aid doesn't mean it can't also be fashionable. So thank you, Bob. All right, I think that's that on that. So now we can do this thing. And I will also do this thing, and then I'll do this thing. Now, there's a very real chance that we'll finish the game before we would normally end the stream tonight. And if we do that, I don't know what we'll do for the rest of our time, but we'll figure it out. I believe in us. I forgot. Yeah, we've still got the red faceplate thing because of the Berserker module. I just realized we also still have our gooped up blaster. Here's a silly question. If I overheat our... Okay, overheating... I don't know if we can overheat in camp. I was gonna say, if we overheat our gun, does it, like, burn off the goop? We may not be able to do that in, like, a sanctuary area. Alright, so I'm pretty sure the lab is... Oh, you know what? I left a mark here to let us know that we could go up, and we did just get an extra jump from Gambler. So we should do this first. What was this? This is Dolly. I think we've heard all we can hear from Dolly. This was Kellenhelp. We've done that. I still don't remember what this is. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. We can go and see... Let me go ahead and... I remember where Dolly is. We visited them enough at this point. So let's actually go this way to go here. There we go. Right, sanctuary area. Or sanctuary area. Before we do this, even though I don't think it's going to be relevant immediately, I'll remind myself what we've got equipped. Oh, right, Heart of Strength for the Vigor. Did I stick with the... I don't have it currently. Okay. Got the Berserker device. We got the extra jump. Got Molly. So we've got the melee build, and I swapped out Sun Touch for extra jump. Okay, so we're already in our weird verticality mode. Hello, Arthur. Do you want to come up and say hi? Pasha, do you have anything new for us?
You're coming with us, right?
Right. That, hopefully not at all prescient little bit of dialogue. Raven, I still like the new look. Geely, I'm so glad you came to camp. I was really kind of worried. Alright, that's just... I know I said I was going to go that way, but I lied. We're going to go this way. That's where we got the Heart of Strength. There, this is where we visited the cut machine. It's a quick enough trip. We could fast travel, or we could just travel fast, you know. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, we just have all the jump, you know? That's the place, the down place. Oh, here's Outlier. Hey, bud.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm glad we got to say that one more time. I am still sorry. I really wished that there had been another option with Hector, but it also kind of makes sense that there wasn't, I guess. Actually, now that we're outside of town... Why am I not able to... Why am I not able to overheat my weapon at all right now? Hang on. What module have I got that's not letting me overheat my weapon? It sounds overheated. This is tripping me out. Hang on. Who's doing this? Who are you? What have you done? Why are you the... Right, we still don't know what this is. And maybe we never will. Whee! Alright, somewhere over here. Oh yeah, maybe the overheat just doesn't happen when there's no enemies nearby? I don't remember learning that, but... We're on episode 10, so like it may have just been long enough now that I've forgotten. I know we said we were going to bury Hector, or Jilly said they were going to bury Hector, but... We haven't actually found a grave, and that's okay. Oh wait, it was up here. Right, because Big Friend is here. Hello, Arthur. How much... Okay, we've got... Okay, we got that. I don't know what else we're saving this for, so we might as well... Level up. Oh, we're just shy. Curses. Alright, fine. It's fine. Let's see. 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's too high. All right. 1, 2. No, okay. A little bit too soon. Alright, how about... Haha! Got there. Okay. Okay. Got it. Alright. Now we're somewhere new. Alright, you can get up there as well. What are green fronds? What is this? Increases luck. Yeah, so we've had a luck stat this whole time. Does it track? Okay, our luck is at 7 now. Okay. What the hell does luck do? What that luck do? Wait, hang on. Wait. What? Hang on. Oh no, what? No. 3, 4. Aha! It's fine. Okay. Where are we? Is this where we go to fight the Omega weapon? Like, what? Oh. Oh no.
You were Charlie.
Well. We found Charlie. You know what? Let's, I'm curious. Did we dream here? Yeah, there's something just a little bit off about the music. I agree with you. Something in the warbling of it isn't quite right. Okay, well let's go tell Pasha. If nothing else, let's at least go tell Pasha. Was that wind effect there before? I feel like we weren't hearing that before. Relic. Okay, now that's unnerving. That's... okay. I'm not sure what that means. Have we tried resting next to this thing? Okay, that has not done anything. Why was Relic there? Why was Relic there only after we came back from visiting the pod? Were they trying to tell us something? I have so many questions. Every time we get answers, I have more questions. Alright, stay on mission. Just go talk to Pasha. Deliver the bad news. It's not like she doesn't know. But knowing is usually still better? Maybe?
You're back?
Pasha? Yes? Pasha? What's up? Pasha, do I seem familiar to you? I'm not sure what you mean. Sometimes. I used to think maybe... Why do you ask? I'm sorry. It's confusing. I should go. There's still work to do.
You're coming back, though. You'll be back when you're done, right? You'll be back when you're done, right?
Okay, Detsude, I really need you to say yes. Okay, I'm gonna say yes on your behalf. Well, that changed something. So... that's... good? That's probably good. I swear that was a... that feels like an echo of a conversation they had earlier. Like a few episodes back, I feel like Pasha asked Detsude, like, do I seem familiar to you? Hey, Mox. Alright, so... Big Friend is here. Let's just drop down and head over. And we'll see if I'm correct about Construct's lab being the big red tube. Oh, actually, hey, frog friends. Before we do that, don't think we need the exquisite extra jump anymore. Although it was very nice. We still have triple jump. Absolutely incredible that they put in a secret like that that required that much jump. Oh, I wonder if we could have cheated that early with the Fistagon up jump. Oh, hey, Simon. Yeah, we sure are. How you doing, bud? Boy, do I have questions for you. I bet I'm not going to get answers to most of them. But hey, how you doing? Is this the laboratory? Yes. Will you open the door? If I don't shut down the static field, my friends will die. You'll have to speak to my brother. The construct. He's inside. You'll need to ask him yourself. He won't listen to me anymore. He may listen to you. He has moments. He forgets what it's like to be small, to need things. But he's not cruel. Hey, Bedroad. Why even have that much jump if you're not going to use it? Fair. By listen, do you mean die? So, there's a part of me, it's a small part, but there's a part of me that's hoping that the whole side quest with Gilly and how it went bad, where we tried to listen and Hector wouldn't listen and we had to do a murder, was maybe a setup, and that it'll go different this time, and we'll get a 50-50 success rate on diplomacy? Maybe. Maybe there's no boss fight. Maybe that's the trick. What's the static field meant for? Why does he want all the ships to crash? Oh, it's nothing to do with that. That's an accident. Some broken math. A stitch in my head while arranging the spaces between the spaces. We were just looking for another way to track the ghosts. One of 1,000 experiments. Parallel research. All avenues. Nothing left undone. We didn't even realize the field was interfering with spacecraft until the surface was littered with wrecks. I suggested shutting it down, of course, but Construct disagreed, and I didn't argue the point. I should have argued. It means nothing to shut off the field for an hour or a day, long enough for your ship to escape. The data is hardy and old. Whatever we miss won't be missed. If he just listens.
If he understands what's being asked, how small a thing you're asking, he can't mind. No, that's wrong. He'll never listen. It would take effort to listen, the slightest effort, but he has none left. His effort is taken fully, smashed in the mountains or rotted in the sun over and over, day after day. I'm certain he'll kill you.
Okay, never mind then.
Almost certain.
Oh, wait, hang on. So you're saying there's a chance?
Perhaps we'll meet again, in the grinding gut of a mindless worm. I'm sorry, Little Blue.
I like Samond. I really do.
I'm sorry, Little Blue.
Shame we're gonna have to kill his brother. Lesker 8 Laboratory. Oh! We've seen these. These were in, like, the walls behind the little bunny rabbit friends. Huh. That's a fog door. Is that a breakable? No, okay. Hello. Big robot. Are you Construct?
Oh. You're one of the statues. Did Construct build you? Did he build all of you?
Duh. No, no. No, no. Big bot.
Wait. We shouldn't fight.
Oh, what the hell? Don't love that.
Construct.
Okay. Full of health. Let's do some healing. Crap. Misread that. Ah, wow. Wow. Okay. This is not the build for this. You. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out why we can't hold heat at all. Actually, really throwing me off. Especially with this. Unless Molly's tweak is working now that we have the horse, that would be a weird flip. Does this make Molly's tweak actually do the thing? Oh, that would be so funny. Alright, regardless, I don't think a melee build is the way to go here. Yeah, we can get rid of that. Definitely get rid of that. Okay. So. Well. Well. Heat Hawk. Robotic Heart. We'll just keep blasting. Oh, what's the one that... Here we go. Gunner's Harmony. And then Hardened Shell. We'll just keep blasting. So anyway, I started blasting. And then... One last ride for the pain wheel. Yeah! Ah, I love that sound. You know, in retrospect, hang on. One change. What do you cost? You cost 5. You cost 4. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Whee! Alright. Now we know what we're up against. Let's give that another try. Hey bud, I'm back.
I'm sorry.
I was curious if you had any new dialogue now that we had clearly just died and run back. Hip hip wee. Hello. No, huh? I hate that that dash doesn't go all the way through you. That sucks. Oh, yeah, that too. Okay. Okay, that's the way to get around that. Okay, got it. Don't know how to get around that yet. Okay. Okay. Damn it. This boss sucks. Whoop. Up, up. Okay. Fine, just keep jumping. little clip, we're okay. Yep. Oh, up. Okay. Okay. Up. Okay, yep. Just keep guessing. Okay. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay. Heal. Hate that attack. Not figured it out at all. There. Heal. If it didn't hit me mid-dodge, I'd be having a lot more fun with it. Yep, yep. Yeah, maybe. Okay. There we go. I can just get it lower. There we go. There we go. That's what it is. That's what it is. Get under it. Okay. Okay. We got there.
Are we done? Good. You should rest.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I have to see Construct now.
Okay, bye. Oh. Oh, we are not ready for a boss rush? Okay. It's fine. Maybe we could still talk? Oh, it is you. Okay, good. I had that right.
Hello? I just need to, I have to shut down the static field, okay? Wait.
Stop doing that. Get up. Get up. Yes. Okay.
Wait.
I explicitly asked you to stop doing exactly that thing that you just did. Okay, we get up. A little closer every time.
Wait.
Come on, Blue. Come on, Blue.
Please. If they stay here, they'll die. I can't let them die. I can't let them die. Thank you.
There you are. You're still in there, right? You're still alive?
Yay!
I'm here.
Hey. What happened? You hurt? This isn't me. What? Okay, come on, get up. We have to get back to Gambler. The field's down. We're leaving. I can't. Come on. Get up, let's go. Come on. I'm done. I'm done. Please?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I left you alone so long.
What? What? Wait. Don't,
Goodbye, Pasha.
Goodbye.
Okay. Well. Well. This game rolled. I'm sad, Randy. Ah. I gotta look it up in a minute. Like, I'm genuinely wondering how many little, like, invisible choices we made. Because we know that we made one with Hector, where we could have walked away and then Gilly would have gone and killed him herself. I think was the other outcome for that one. Right, exactly. Like I'm assuming that if we didn't find the Charlie pod, then we might not have gotten that final scene where Pasha finds the dead suit. Or maybe just the dead suit didn't apologize for leaving her alone for so long. Because that wouldn't have made sense if Dead Suit hadn't had the revelation. Yeah, Gambler knew. Gambler was the one who was keyed in most of all. means I'm pretty sure Gambler was the first one who put it together. I wonder if Dead Suit... Well, I was about to ask if Dead Suit would get a tree the way that Dolly did, but then Dolly got a tree immediately. Sorry it took so long. Game developers, please, you never have to apologize for that. Least of all with a game this good. It's just that easy, Team Cherry. Multiple delays. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, no, it's take as long as you need. Clearly, it was worth it. God damn, this game was good. And that's it. Oh, holy crap. Oh, man. Well, yeah, so that was Ghost Song. Is very good. It's very sad. It's a beautiful game. Very well written. I like it a lot. We're only halfway through the stream. So I'm going to do the thing I was planning on doing on Thursday. Tonight, we're going to go to our break. That's not the thing I was planning on doing Thursday. We're going to go to our break for just a minute while I set something up, and we'll be back in probably just give it a minute, maybe two. And we'll be back with, I'm just going to spend the last half an hour plus or so of our stream time talking about all of the games that didn't make it into the our Space Ace season for this season. Speaking of, where did my season icon go? Why did that go away? That's weird. Why did this go away? My season. So yeah, it's just gonna be me babbling about games. So that'll be it for the actual video gaming tonight. So if that's what you're here for and you want to duck out, to have a lovely evening. But yeah, I'll be back in just a couple of minutes to babble about a whole bunch of video games for a while. And that'll be that. So I will see y'all here in just a little bit. See you then. All right, we are back. We're going to be chatting. So let me update our stream info. Do exactly that. Boop. Update all of this nonsense. There, that's updated. All right, we'll go to this. And we'll update this on board. Bear with me for a bit. Transform. Yeah, actually, that's probably fine. Let's just leave you there. Let's have you capture that. There we go. Yeah. Welcome to the silliness that is all of the joy of me editing this silliness live. There we go. We'll just deal with that. Window capture, and then I can grab this. Used to be Alt once upon a time. There we go. It's not Alt anymore. Those are these days. Control? No. Huh? Come back here. Welcome to the technical difficulties portion. Nope, that's not it. Is it not Alt? Nope, sure isn't. There we go. That'll work. All right. And then y'all are down here. And then I'm going to add myself. Once I can find myself. Boop. There I am. Hi. Okay. We'll call that close enough. Don't know if that's readable at all. No, that's the wrong thing. Gotta move you over here. Let's undo all of that hard work by expanding it. And we'll do a little bit of fine tuning. A little bit of fine tuning. Not going to be too precious about it because it's just going to be kind of a one-off. There we go. Now, why can't I... Let's just do a quick little... Hello! There we go. Perfect. Yes, as you all are squashed by video games. Sorry about that. There you go. You're down there. You know what? We don't need to see the branding on this. We'll just go ahead and move that up over the top. There we go. Haha! Okay, so hopefully all of that's finally visible. With entirely too much pomp and not nearly enough circumstance. This is something I put together for ha-has over the weekend of a list of a whole bunch of games that I kind of have to tell a little bit of a story about this. So when I originally put together the Space Ace season that we are rapidly coming up on the end of, with Jedi Survivor is currently planned to be the final game of it. I say rapidly coming on the end of. If that game's anything like its predecessor, it's going to be like at least a month worth of streams. But in terms of number of games in the series of the season, it'll be like the last one. And it's coming out it's set to come out this Friday. When I originally was like, ooh, I want to do a season themed around space because... but let me do that again.
I love space.
There. Because I love space, so I wanted to do a space-themed season. At the time, the only things in the list were Deliver Us Mars, which we kicked off with, and which was what a fun game. It was everything I expected it to be. Weird hair physics notwithstanding. And going to Jedi Survivor with like Scars Above, and I think at the time Opus Rocket of Whispers as like a little like filler gap in between, because when I kicked off the season, Jedi Survivor was set to come out like mid-March. 2 streams into Deliver Us Mars, Respawn announced that they were bumping the launch window for Jedi Survivor back 6 weeks. Totally fine. Love it when game studios are like, we need more time with this. Except I had just announced a new season, and I'm like, I didn't plan on needing another game or a longer game to fill this gap. So suddenly I had like 6 weeks of question mark on the stream schedule, and I'm like, I need a new space game, which I don't really need an excuse to go finding a new space game, but it gave me the excuse to go finding a new space game. So immediately I went to like my library backlog, and then to the things that I had been looking at on wish lists, and I'm like, ooh, what's the space game that I can have to fill this gap? Ultimately, as you just saw, we went with Ghost Song, which was clearly the right choice. But along the way, I found so many games that I had at least briefly considered, and ultimately either ruled out for one reason or another, or kind of put on the shelf for potentially, as is indicated by our top rank here, potentially there might be another Space Ace season down the road, because a lot of these haven't come out yet. So there's more than enough here to do a whole other season of space games, which I think would be delightful. So I'm just going to go down the line and kind of talk about some of the ones that I considered, mostly because I want to babble about them. Even ones, maybe especially ones that I, for one reason or another, won't stream. We'll talk about the rankings here in just a second, because there are some of the ones here that like I absolutely want to like talk about or even recommend, even if I'm not personally going to be streaming them. All right, so we'll just go left to right, because some of them are also cut off. So Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation, which my partner loves bringing up constantly, because she knows it will scare the living crap out of me. I've played a good bit of it. Actually, I said I was going to talk about the rankings, and then I immediately didn't do that. So the first one up at the top, our S rank, is Space Ace 2 Space Harder. Anything that is in contention for potentially, if we do this again, goes in this top tier. The next one down is VoiceOver doing it. Anything that's going to require, kind of like Ghost Song, a heavy amount of voice acting from yours truly, it might just be out of the running if I'm just not feeling up to doing that much extra voice work, which I really enjoyed it for this game, but it takes a lot of extra effort compared to games that bring their own voices. Too Hard Damn, is luckily a shrinking category. It used to be a lot bigger. Is generally just for a game that I attempted, and it kicked my ass so hard that I can't complete it. I just can't. That's just it's a great game for someone else. Sensory Heck is an unfortunately big category for games that would cause either me or likely a lot of the people watching it like motion sickness or so much flashing lights or any of a number of things that would just be a bad sensory experience for either myself or known members of the chat who are regulars. So I don't plan to stream it. But I at least want to talk about it in case that doesn't happen to affect you. And the last one is In Jail for Meme Crimes. We'll talk about that as we get to them. But yeah, Alien Isolation, honestly, it's a great game. It's very cleverly designed. It kicked the living crap out of me. It's just very difficult. It's just a lot. It's just a lot is this game. I think it's very good. I enjoy the tension of it. I enjoy how it's designed, and I love the setup with the other Ripley in it. I think it's very clever, but I've gotten a lot better at stealth games. I haven't gotten that good at stealth games. And the other thing too is that Alien Isolation is like a 15 to 18 hour stealth game. That's just so much. I just don't have the patience to do that. I certainly don't have the patience to do that live on stream. I might one of these days play that on my own in small doses, a little bit at a time, but I wouldn't want to put y'all through my frustration live on camera. Between Horizons is one I've been looking at for a long time. It's not out yet. Is the only reason that it wasn't considered. It's very very much a space game and themed. And if we ever do another one of these, this one is like very much on the list. Let me see if I can remember the whole deal with this one is a detective adventure. That's a in a like kind of a 2D world sort of a thing. But so it reminds me of the oh, I'm trying to remember the company that did these. The folks who did the Blackwell conspiracy games. There's a whole company who did those and a whole bunch of similar games like that. Like point and click adventure kind of games like that, but this one is specifically set on I think a space station or like a just a ship in flight, but it very heavily space themed. Looks wonderful. So definitely on the list. This one got recommended to me because I was searching for space games on Steam so much. The Steam was like, "Hey, you seem to like space games." It's called Blood Nova. Most of the title got cut off here because it's actually remarkably difficult to fit most of everybody's things on Steam are of course like landscaped, and Tiermaker does not like that. But it's called Blood Nova, and it's sci-fi but also fantasy, so it's got a deep like 70s sci-fi kind of a vibe to it, almost like a not all the way to like a heavy metal, but like it's like 80% of the way there. There's a demo of it which I recommend if you're curious about it, that I played through. It was about like 45 minutes of demo, which is pretty solid. Very much your standard like point and click detective adventure game that deals with the space princess dealing with like political espionage stuff. And I don't know this for certain, but the vibes were kind of gay, and deeply vaporwave. And yeah, if we do another one of these, I am absolutely doing Blood Nova. I'm actually going to bump this one down only because it is not voiced. So if we ended up having to do it, I would have to do voices for it, which would be a little much. Give me just one moment. Arthur is apparently having a crisis. Buddy, you okay? Sweetheart? Are you dead? Okay, he's fine. Yeah, he found himself a nice echo chamber. Hi. What's going on? You okay? Are we hollering for attention? Okay, you sit right here with me. But yeah, so Blood Nova, the demo is wonderful, and I am almost certainly gonna play it on my own. I just don't know if I'm gonna stream it. Uh, Chorus, God, I really wanted to stream Chorus. Hell, I really wanted to play Chorus. It's a like third person what's the word fighter fighter in the like a dogfighting game, um in the vein of like a TIE fighter X-wing sort of vibe, and it's so clever where you have like this synchronicity between like the pilot and a living ship, fighting against this terrible, let's call it what it is, the evil empire, to look out for the little folk. And it's a very cool experience, and the dogfighting actually is remarkably solid. And unfortunately it gave me horrible motion sickness inside of like 30 minutes. So I absolutely could not stream it for like a 90-minute stream, which is a damn shame because it's a gorgeous game and it controls beautifully, and the characters in it and the story in it are actually seem very cool. and I just wish that I could play it without feeling nauseous. So that one's out there. Um, I didn't really get, I don't really have a good category for you, which is a bit of a shame. I guess maybe we'll put you into. So the hand that's just floating out here, this is Dead Space. Um, Maybe we'll put you into. You're at least a possibility. So I had at least considered DE. I at least considered Dead Space, because the new one got released, and I had played the original, which has its issues, but it wasn't terrible. It has its moments, and the new one, by all reports, has improved a lot on a lot of the issues with the old one. At least in terms of like approachability and in terms of being able to like fine tune things that keep it out of sensory heck, specifically with like the flashing light elements and things like that. So, yeah, if we do another one of these, I'll at least consider it, particularly if we do it like around October timeframe. I'll consider Dead Space for it. It's not heavily my vibe, but it's not like categorically out of the running. We'll put it probably towards the end of Space Ace 2. DuckTales is on the list. No joke. There's a moon level. I at least kept it in the running because there's a moon level in the DuckTales video game. And I can already hear in my head the ba 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 ba. The if you don't know it, if you haven't played the DuckTales video game, look up DuckTales Moon Level theme song. I highly recommend it. It's some of the best NES music, or at least I think it's in contention. It's delightful. It's such a banger of a track. They canonized it in the new show. Yes. I guess minor spoilers for the new DuckTales TV show, which is also some of the best TV I've ever seen. It's so good. Della Duck started humming the theme song from the 8-bit NES DuckTales game, the moon level specifically, at one point, and I lost my mind. The same way that, here's a weird segue, when they did the Castlevania anime, and I started to hear the Bloody Tears music key up right before a big fight, and suddenly I was like a 10-year-old kid again. Anyway, nostalgia gets me every once in a while, and when it does, it's like a needle to the heart, and it's the best. Anyway, a moon level you have to mute on Twitch because Disney will claim the bot. Fuck Disney. But that's also good. Okay, so it's good that they're in jail for mean crimes anyway, because we wouldn't have been able to stream that level. That sucks. Fuck Disney. All right, this next one. I think I had to put this one. So this is a game called Echo. There's no title on it at all because it's over here on the title. The game is called Echo. It's a fairly short game. It's about 4 or 5 hours. It is a stealth game, but it's a stealth game that plays well to how I play stealth games, which is if nobody's alive, it still counts as stealth. I might. It's a little bit of sensory heck because there's a little bit of like lights on, lights off things, and well, I don't know if it's not flashing lights. It might still be in contention, and it's short enough. It might still be in contention, and it's also all right. I'm going to battle about Echo for a little bit. It is a how do I even talk about this game? It's a fairly surreal experience in a like a weird all of my words have just gone right out the brain onto the floor in a like weirdly Victorian high future world where a like deposed heiress and, near as I can tell, a sentient ship who used to run with her like roguish lover who is now a dead corpse cube, it's a long story, have come to this secret hidden planet that might be a massive resurrection engine for the hyper rich, in the hopes that they can use it to bring him back to life. Except the moment that they step foot on it, they discover why it's been uninhabited and hasn't been used as a resurrection engine for the hyper rich yet. And it's just, Echo is a almost all aesthetic. And the gameplay on it is also pretty fantastic. The puzzles in its rooms are wonderful because it's all about essentially a fairly, kind of like Alien Isolation, but a much shorter version of it. A fairly clever learning AI where the game learns how you approach situations and attempts to adapt to force you to not try to solve puzzles the same way twice, which actually works well with how my brain attempts to solve puzzles. So, we might be able to do that one in the future. Yeah, lots of endless hallways, lots of golden ivory. It's a whole hell of a thing. Elden Ring, I knew this one was a meme the moment I did it, but I still haven't picked up Elden Ring because I know that the moment I get this game, it's the only thing that I'm going to play for like 2 months, maybe more. And I'm just trying to put that off until I know I have nothing else that I want to play coming out for a while. I know I'm gonna love this game. Everything I've seen and heard about Elden Ring, I know I'm gonna love this game. Maybe when the DLC drops, I'll use that as my excuse. Minor spoilers, I guess, for Elden Ring, if you haven't heard already at this point, but at least one of the endings of Elden Ring involves your character setting off on a 1,000-year journey across the stars. So technically, it counts as a space game. I told myself it doesn't. It's a meme. I did that to myself. Europa looks like a super cute, like exploratory, almost farming sim kind of game. It's just not out yet. I don't even think it has a release date yet. If it ever gets one, then that is another one that I think I would like to do in a Space Ace 2. It's a cute little space game, or at least it looks like it's gonna. It looks like it's going to be a cute little space game. I want to put this one because I think that's even more of a meme than DuckTales. Final Fantasy 14 Online. These are the memes. In the latest, in Endwalker, they go to the moon because it's a Final Fantasy 4 reference, and you have to go to the moon at least once. It's right up there with DuckTales. I think DuckTales did it first, so they win. But yeah, it's not a space game. I don't know why I told myself that. Filament. Unfortunately, we streamed this one briefly, and I talked about it then. Filament kicked my ass. The puzzles are just way too hard. I'd have to be like staring at a guide the entire time and just following step by step through them. I got through, I think I said at the time, I got through like 60% of the puzzles, and you only need to get through like 75 of the puzzles in the game to actually beat the game, which I think is very good design. But I still need to be better to get through all of Filament on stream. And also it's a long game, even if you can get through all of it. So it's above my pay grade. I have to admit, about the only thing I've really been able to grasp so far about how your brain likes to solve puzzles from watching your streams is that you typically work in the opposite order from me if you're trying to lock things in position, and the opposite direction from me whenever something rotates. Yeah, I think I remember us talking about that when we were doing Tangle Tower with one of the clock puzzles. Sometimes it leaves me utterly baffled as to how you solve something. Yeah. Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm going to put you here with Dead Space. So, okay. I'm going to talk about this game a little bit. I considered this game for Space Ace season. It's undeniably a space game. It's very much about space. In fact, I think it's actually more of a space game than the original Mass Effect trilogy, which is a military game that takes place in space. Mass Effect Andromeda is essentially about a siege ship voyage to an outer galaxy. It's much more about space exploration that then takes the Star Trek turn into, oh no, now we have to do a violence. It's still a transparent excuse to be a military game because shooty gun gun, but it at least tries harder to be a space game first. I don't think it's a great game. I enjoyed it personally more because there's a lot more science between the violence than there is in the original Mass Effect trilogy. And I think the original Mass Effect trilogy has its moments, but it's a shooty gun game. Andromeda at least gives you a little bit more like science and social growth bits in between. I like it, but it still has the EA stank on it. So it's not like a good game. It's just better than the things immediately around it. It's gold-plated garbage, and it's still in the dumpster with all the rest of the stuff, so it has the stank, you know? And there's like good garbage to those of us who are familiar with possums, and there's bad garbage, and this is the bad garbage. Metroid Fusion, yeah, if we do another one of these, I will absolutely, I think, attempt to do a Metroid Fusion. I've just proven to myself with Ghost Song that I can absolutely get through a game like Metroid Fusion, and if we do a spoopy space season, then like Metroid Fusion, Echo, and Dead Space would make like a neat little a trio. I think gold-plated garbage, heavier to move. That's a fair point. It's it's shiny, making it easier for other people to steal, and it's heavier. It's just bad. It probably doesn't taste any better. Heavy metal poisoning also. Metroid Zero Mission, pretty much same thing. I I think I would do Fusion. I think Fusion's a better game. I like Zero Mission a lot though. Zero Mission's very good. But these are both considered because I wanted to have a lot of like short games, and they're both like 5 hours. So I wanted to have kind of filler games that we could knock out in like 3 streams, in case I needed to fill time. Moon Mystery is another one that just hasn't been released yet. If it comes out, we will absolutely do it for Space Ace 2. It's such a silly like concept because essentially all that's out there about Moon Mystery is that it's you're a detective on the moon. It actually sounds a lot like the concept for the original Deliver Us the Moon, with even less no, not polish, with even less da, 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 da. Simplified, even more simplified of a concept than that. So yeah. Oh, gold isn't toxic. That's right. That's because they have that like edible stuff that is just straight up gold. Uh, so Opus, I'm gonna go and do these as a set. Opus Echo of Star Song and Opus Rocket of Whispers. I was really thinking about doing Rocket of Whispers. Honestly, I might still do this after Jedi Survivor just to bookend us, because Jedi Survivor is great, but it's not a space game of the same caliber that like Deliver Us Mars was and Rocket of Whispers is. So I might still do this one. Both of them are unvoiced. Well, technically, Echo of Star Song has voices now, but it doesn't have English voice acting. Um, so both of them would require, and they're both like visual novel style, so they would require a lot of voicing, much more so than Ghost Song did. So I would really have to be on it. Echo of Star Song in particular, it's like an 8 hour game, and it's so good. Echo of Star Song it's an emotional wallop. So a lot like the game we just got done playing. It's beautiful. It's a good adventure game. It's kind of like the not Fallen Skies, the oh shoot, the games where you're kind of going around choosing different adventures, and like occasionally you kind of like roll one die to attempt a thing. um Sunken Skies, that's not the name of it. There was oh shoot, I'm pulling a blank on it, but there was a pair that was like Sunless Skies, maybe Sunless Skies, Sunless Seas, maybe. um that had a very like text-based adventure, but with a UI around them, kind of a thing. But Opus Echo Star Sun has a fantastic cast of characters. Rocket of Whispers also has that. A smaller cast, which is really pretty much just 2 characters. But it's a wonderful, short little like heartfelt storyline. Sunless Skies and Fallen London. Thank you both. And yeah, so both of those were just Echo Star Song, a lot like that, but a very, very rich story of these characters. Very good found family story in that one. And literally the only reason that I wouldn't be streaming it is that I would be doing just constant talking, and I don't know that I'm personally up for that much voice acting. Oh, Outer Wilds. Oh, Outer Wilds. God, this game, everything I hear about this game, okay, if we ever do this one again, okay, if we ever do another Space Ace season, I promise I'll do Outer Wilds, because everything I hear about Outer Wilds is it's amazing. And I haven't played it, a little bit like Elden Ring. I haven't played it because I'm almost intimidated by how much people love this game. I'm almost intimidated by how much people talk about how good Outer Wilds is, and I'm worried that if I play it and I either don't love it, or if I play it, I can never play it for the first time again. It's a weird thing, but like I've just put it off and put it off. I haven't watched a playthrough of it. I've watched a little bit from when, like, I think Freya played a little bit of it on stream forever ago. Also, hi Beekeeper. Played it forever ago. So I've seen like a snippet of one part of it. So I know there's a banjo, and that's it. I know almost nothing about it except that it's unilaterally beloved, and that it. So yeah, if we do this again, I will absolutely do Outer Wilds. But I think I might save it for that. Planet of Lana, it's not out yet, but gosh, I want to see this one. I want to say this is by the same dev team that did Inside. I think that's right. But it looks super cute. It's kind of on the edge, I guess, of being considered a space game. Because I don't even think it involves going to space. It's just sort of extrasolar. But I mean, we did Scars Above, and that wasn't really a space game either, so it counts. Red Alert 3 it's meme fuel. This is where the Tim Curry going, the one place uncorrupted by capitalism, spice I was originally going to end the season with at least a one-off stream of Red Alert 3 just for the spice meme, but that's a lot to purchase a game for, so I decided not to do that. This one's called Routine. It's not out yet, and already just from the previews, I think, because it's a first person, like, a puzzle / shooter thing. If it's got very good FOV settings, maybe. Otherwise, I'm a little bit worried about it being a motion sensitivity thing doodle. But then this one also breaks my heart. Signalis. So this one came out before the season started. Signalis, I think, is an amazing game. Signalis, I think, is a gorgeously written, expertly crafted, incredible. I don't want to oversell it, but I think it's just so well done as a puzzle game, in terms of the writing, in terms of the message of Signalis. And I can't talk about it too much without spoiling the whole thing, but I think it's very, 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 very good. And unfortunately, its creators decided to convey a lot of that message with sensory overload on an auditory and visual level. And I understand why, but it unfortunately made it difficult to stream without subjecting a lot of people to that. It's something I'm definitely going to play on my own, but I'm probably not going to stream it because it's a lot and it's intense. But I definitely wanted to recommend it because, my God, it's very good. It's very good. Solar Ash is another one that I enjoyed this game a lot. I played this one on off stream. It almost made it onto the stream list, and it may not have the same effect on other folks. But for me, it's a game that involves essentially skating on clouds and rapid movement shifts. So it's a little bit like a 3D Sonic game a lot of the time. And about the like 45 minutes to an hour point in any amount of playtime for me, I started to notice light amounts of motion sickness. So trying to do a 90-minute stream was not going to be something that I could reliably count on. Sometimes I wouldn't be bothered by it. Other times I'd hit, about 45 minutes and I would start feeling nauseous. So I'm like, oh, I can't, I can't commit to streaming a game that might make me feel awful halfway through a stream. So I had to bow out of that one. It's got some fantastic characters in it, and the overall message I think is mwah. But and the gameplay is fun. It could use a little bit of polish, but it's up there, in running with like a Sonic Frontiers in terms of could use a little bit of polish, but it's got a very fun flow to it, and the world it's built in is lovely. So recommended on that front, but definitely I for me I had to play it in like short stints to be able to avoid the sensory heck problem. All right, we're running out of time, so let's go these last few we can do pretty quick. SteamWorld Heist. Wonderful game. Honestly, all of the SteamWorld games are great. I haven't run into one of these games that I haven't loved. But SteamWorld Heist is a game where you're essentially like space pirates, and it's like a 2D XCOM game where your bullets ricochet. So it's all about doing like skill shots off the interior of a ship to do bank shots. It's fan fucking tastic, and it's unvoiced, and it's a fairly long game. So if I was gonna do it, I would have to do a lot of voice acting in a variety of very silly robot accents, which I could do, but it would be a lot. So it's not out of the running, but it would be a lot. It's such a cute game, and honestly, the mechanics of the tactical like skill shot elements I think are very fun. Like I said, all of the SteamWorld games that I've played I've adored. So Heist I also recommend. The Fall Unbound. So we played the first of the fall games. This is the sequel. Is the Fall Unbound, which is it's in contention. If we do another of these series, I might do the Fall Unbound as part of it. It's a lot. I mean, the Fall game was a lot, so not really surprising. But it's the first Fall game was very well written. I think the Fall Unbound is fairly well written. It's a good follow on to the first one, and I like some of the enhancements that they play with. It's a little bit less space themed than the first one, but I think it still counts because it's in that same universe. The Invincible is much more space themed. Everything I've seen about it actually looks wonderful. Very much again a kind of space mystery. A lot of space mysteries, which I don't hate. I do not hate. I don't hate that. But the Invincible looks wonderful, and recent updates suggest that it may be coming out this year. So yeah, we may end up, depending on if a number of these end up coming out like towards the end of this year, we may end up with a Space Ace Season 2 towards like Halloweenish time frame that is specifically like spooky space season, and throw in like Moon Mystery and the Invincible and a few other things, and just have like specifically like space mystery season or something like that, and we could have a huge number of these, Blood Nova and whatnot, all fit into that category. I don't know, we'll play it by ear, but a lot of these are still in the running for doing this again, and clearly there's no shortage of them. And the last one that's on here is Warframe, which I've played a few times. I keep coming back to Warframe. I think Warframe is a fairly good game. I particularly love that you can keep kind of picking it up and enjoying it and then bouncing off of it and keep going up and enjoying it and bouncing off of it. It's got legs for a reason. And right, exactly. Like Warframe's been going for 10 years. And like I've come back to it at least 3 times, and I've had fun for like a few months every time I've come back to it. Uh, I've never stuck longer than that, but we could definitely do it for certainly for a short stream series to at least get through like the first little bit of the story arcs. The only reason that I put it in sensory heck, I think one of the nice things about Warframe is that it is a game where you move fast. And moving fast in third person, particularly in some of the environments in there, can definitely be disorienting when you're not the person in control of the thing. So it would probably come with some amount of warnings around that. But we could play that one by ear. And it might just be, but it's also the kind of thing that would be a good like pick up and drop sort of thing. I wouldn't necessarily try to stream like the entirety of Warframe's main plot line because that would take forever. But it would be a great like one-off kind of a thing that we could do here and there if I got back into it. Uh, so yeah, that's all of the games that were at least briefly considered. Yes, even the meme ones that were at least briefly considered for this Space Ace season before I finally settled on Ghost Song. And given what we just finished tonight, I think absolutely the right choice was made. God dang, that was a good game. No idea what we're doing Thursday. Jedi Survivor comes out Friday, so on Monday, I believe the plan is to stream Jedi Survivor. I might switch things around. I might decide instead. Well, I don't really want to go sad game into sad game. I want to give us a little bit of a breather, particularly after that ending to Ghost Song. So I'll probably do a one shot this Thursday, and then Monday we'll start Jedi Survivor, which will be it'll be silly. The there it's just an action game. Don't take it too seriously. Grease will be there. It'll be fine. Um, and yeah, so that'll be the plan for next Monday is Jedi Survivor, and who knows what Thursday. Be sure to check out our full. Let me get back to the thingy. Haha. Schedule at schedule.truck.community. That will have the update hopefully by Wednesday of when I'm streaming on Thursday. And has the what everybody else on our stream team is streaming on their respective channels at nope. On what days at what times. There we go. Proper prepositional phrases. And then yeah. So thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. Here's our final ranking of this ridiculousness. Look at that top bar. So if we do another one of these, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that right? 3, yeah. 12. 12 potential games still in the running, not counting the 4 in the voice acting column, which are absolutely still in the running. So that's too many games. Was that 16? We did 4 for this one. We could do 4 more seasons just off of this list. They're still releasing more games. There's too many games. They gotta stop making space games. That's the only solution. They shouldn't do that. They should not do that. I love space games.
I love space.
But thank you all so much. Have a wonderful week, y'all. We will be back on a Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, with something. I'll figure something out because originally I was going to do this, which would have been silly. It would not have taken us nearly the whole time. I'll figure something out before then. In the meantime, it sounded like September and Katie are going to be streaming more Arcade Spirits: The New Challengers over at twitch.tv/Squirrelily here in just a little bit. So we will toss a raid their way here shortly. So if you're in chat, just hang out and you will automatically be forwarded through the magic of technology. Oh, Katie is sick, so I'm going to do some Hollow Knight instead. Aha! That's actually tonally a perfect transition from Ghost Song into Hollow Knight. Honestly, when you think about it, it's just right next door. So yeah, so if you're interested in some Hollow Knight, then hang out in chat, and through the magic of technology, you will be forwarded along. Where September is going to be streaming some Hollow Knight. And then yeah, we'll be back with more nonsense on Thursday, and that's That's that. That's that. Space Ace 5, the ones that came out while we were doing the first 4 seasons. You're not wrong, Bob, is the problem. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful week, and I will hope to see you next time. Good night.